There's 2 solos, and we really show off the max performance of the F-16. So we fly fast, we fly low, we do a lot of opposing passes, which is exciting for the crowd and for us. The Diamond is kind of beautiful and very majestic, and we're more shock and awe kind of factor. So it's a fun profile to fly.